Has it ever happened to you where you have clickbait in a video but it's not entirely clickbait and yet you get some heat over it? Well yeah, that's happened to me, and I just want to personally apologize for all those people who didn't like the clickbait. But I did mention in my previous episode, be sure to subscribe or else I'm gonna do some more clickbait. So yeah, if you want me to stop doing clickbait, then just be sure to subscribe. If you are a fan of Season 1 and 2, you're definitely gonna like this detective game known as My Little Investigations. And I'm gonna explain why it's a great game, but I'm also gonna point out some of the flaws that it has so that it gets better in the future, because nobody knows about this game and these developers are making the second episode to this thing. So let's get down to business. The graphics in this game are, let's face it, who really cares about graphics? The sprites are well animated, the facial expressions are pretty good, and yeah, whatever. But also on my 1080p monitor, it's kind of pixelated, but the text is perfectly fine. 10 out of 10. Not to mention that the controls are super complicated. Click once to move, double click to move faster, and collect evidence by clicking on it. I think. And that's just collecting the evidence. There's also a game mechanic known as interrogation, where basically they won't say anything until you present some evidence to them. Pretty much. Certain times throughout the game, you're gonna have to combine evidence to reach a new conclusion. Kinda like an alarm system at your home, whenever you need to combine it, it will keep on ringing, it will keep on showing until you actually combine the evidence. And if it annoys you too much, you could turn it right off, or you could actually combine the evidence. I know that that's very complicated, but I'm sure you could probably get through it. I mean, it's basically playing snakes and ladders.
It's incredibly complicated. I still don't know how to play that game to this day.
Obviously, with the detective game, you're gonna have to have some good writing in it, right? Right? Well, here's my take on it. The writing in this game is awesome, actually. Although I'm not gonna lie, the microphone quality could be a little bit better. There are chock full of references for Season 1 and 2 of My Little Pony, but other than that, you don't have to watch the show to understand what the heck is going on. Twilight legitimately acted like Twilight. Rarity acted a lot like Rarity, and Pinkie Pie,
Whole walkthrough, silly! For this game, the way things work are completely different than last time. Honestly, sometimes I worry about her.
Pinkie, you're talking to some bushes.
Oh, Twilight, I'm not talking to those old things. I'm talking to them! Out there! You see what I have to work with here?
Twilight has no idea that I exist, and yet she's forced to walk around a circle for all eternity, never questioning, never understanding why. She doesn't have the ability to think that way, because I am in total control, and she has no idea! But the funny thing is, it's not just the writing that actually sells this game. It's the sound effects in between them. For even a normal conversation, you're gonna get a lot of sound effects to try to make it a little bit more interesting.
Oh, Twilight, you need to think outside the box. You gotta know how the impossible becomes possible. Or something like that. My mentor was a bit of a coot. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is I built a time machine, and, well, now I'm here.
Uh-huh. And I'm secretly a robot. With mysterious powers.
Really? Huh. I didn't think they had robots in this age. Hold on, let me get some tools and open you up and have a look at how you work.
Ah! No, I was joking. Sheesh.
Oh? Huh. You had me convinced with how robotic you were acting.
Oh, it's slightly off topic here. You can make some awkward pauses if you really wanted to. But still, I genuinely like the writing in this game. But I need to point out that if you're a Let's Player, then just keep in mind that the first 15 minutes of it is probably going to be the tutorial. What you're looking at right now is me spam clicking without taking any breaks, and yeah, you can see how long it took for me to get through that. Not that there's anything wrong with that in particular, but I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Oh, and for all those people who really like open world games, you're completely restricted. You are told exactly where to go and exactly what to find. There are no multiple endings or alternate paths in this game, it's just one linear thing.
What's this? Sweet Apple Acres has been unlocked? Well, tickle me fancy, I know just exactly what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna go to the town, take a screenshot, and then just mess with the screenshot on Paint.
So shame on Equestrian Dreamers for making this game for free and not making it open world, which could probably ruin the entire gaming experience. But you know what, just because it's a linear experience, that doesn't mean that there aren't any secrets. Well, there's not really any secrets, actually. If you're a guy who really loves to take his time and figure out everything about this game, the way you could do is you could just talk to any random pony, click on present evidence, click on profiles, and then just present any pony to any pony else, and you'll see how they react. Here, let me give you an example of one of them right now.
Scootaloo? Earth to Scootaloo.
You'll be able to recognize the characters even more, and there's also some references in that too, so, yeah, if you really want to take a check at that, then you most certainly could. There's another thing that I want to talk about. Confrontations. With confrontations, you have a certain amount of lives, and if you fail, you're going to have to start the confrontation all over again. Not the game all over again, just the confrontation all over again. If you're a guy who wonders if the game is going to mess with the save files, don't worry, you could only have one save file and you'll be fine. And believe me, I've had multiple save files because I thought the game would dick me over one way or another. Because if there was a thing where if you failed and then it would erase the save file, I would create multiple save files, and when that one save file is dead, I just go to the other one, and then repeat the painful process over and over again until I get it right. I'm actually very grateful it doesn't have to be that way, but it also punishes you in the right way. It's very, very difficult to guess your way through it, and if you do guess your way through it, you're gonna be here all day. So it's challenging but fair. It never does anything completely mean to you, but it never rewards you for basically doing nothing. Still, I think it's very, very fun, and I even had to take a couple of breaks because of how mentally exhausting it was for me to play this all the time. I never thought that I would have to think so critically in a fan-made MLP game.
But I need to tell you about this next part, because free or not, this is just straight up unforgivable.
Know the old saying about reading the end of a mystery novel before you start the book? Well, that's exactly what happens in the intro. It doesn't give you all the details, but instead it just tells you who stole it and what the situation was at the time. So basically I already know who did it, and all this interrogation stuff, it just kind of felt like a waste of freaking time. And I get that it's the beginning sequence and that it's a tutorial or anything, but come on, please.
I want to actually discover this mystery.
I mean, I still had fun with the game, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it just felt a little bit flat, even though it's great writing and just overall great presentation. So it's already too late for me, but you, yes, you, the guy who's watching this freaking video, I need you to do two favors. One, be sure to skip the intro, and two,
Give this video goddamn like.
Fortunately, the intro is not a click to move forward. It actually plays all by itself. So what you could do is you could press new game, get yourself some popcorn or some crap, and then come back and then you'll get to the intro. Oh, and also the picture, that's a spoiler. And the description, that's a spoiler. And the title, that's a... actually, it's kind of meh, to be honest. But seriously, why are you so insistent on telling everyone who the culprit really is? And please tell me you're not making the second episode that way. I really, really want to solve these mysteries, because if you tell everyone who it is, it's not nearly as exciting as it would be. That's my only real criticism about the game, but everything else seems very, very perfect, especially for a free-to-play game. And my initial playthrough took me about 4 to 5 hours. My second playthrough took about 3 to 4 hours. But that was mainly because I was just searching for stuff to record for this video. So yeah, I made this Derps with series video so I could bring a little more hype to this awesome game, because no one really even talks about it. So remember guys, if you follow my advice, then you're gonna have a blast through this game. Or, my opinion at least. And even though I was spoiled, I still had some fun with it, so... yeah, I really think that this isn't exactly free-to-play material. I would probably pay like about $1 or $2 for this thing, so go ahead and get it. It's absolutely free, link in the description. Do it! So I give this a 4.5 stars out of 5. Damn near close to 5 stars out of 5 if I wasn't actually spoiled on this entire thing. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.